croaky throat. You can see when you open it out that it's got a little bit of construction in it. Hi, Wendy. There you go. My iPad's just caught up so I can see what you're seeing. So, yeah. So you get that little piece in the middle. You've got space here to write. And then it closes up and you've got this in the middle. Clever, isn't it? I don't know what it's called. Obviously, I saw somebody else doing it. It's not my invention, but I've changed it to my measurements so that it'll fit our dies. So, there you go. The easel with the pop out. Can't think which one you mean, Kay. I'm pleased that you like it. Sometimes you get a style of card and you just have to keep making them, don't you? The thing is with these papers, you can change it up so much. What do I need? What else do I need? I need a pen. Right, shall we get started? Are we ready? Let's get started. So I'm going to do a different colourway with this one. Shall I run through everything that I'm using? So for... yes, I know which one you mean, Kay. Hi, Julie. So we are using the double pierced rectangles. There's a couple missing because I'm going to demonstrate something for you. So, yeah, double pierced rectangles. That was from one of the last releases, I think. No, it wasn't. That was the first release, wasn't it, with the rectangles. Hi, Audrey. So you can see we're using these. So that's the double pierced rectangles. Then the flowers I'm using are the floral finery, and that's the lovely petals. Lovely lacy detail. So that's the lovely petals. Just trying to get all the bags out of the way because otherwise it shines too much. And then I'm using the fern leaves. Possibly Sandra. So I'm using the fern leaves, and we're using the small one, but we're only using the top of it so that we can tuck it under flowers. And my trusty leaves, floral finery, fabulous fronds. Using that one. Hi, Marie. Jane. Saz, could you do a demo one day on the sample you did for Hobby Maker with the star in the centre and the 2 blocks either side? I think I did that before, Jane. Didn't I do it with... I don't know, was it a heart that I did? I'll look back, but yeah, certainly. I mean, I can tag you in it if I find it. Let me just write that down because my brain is a sieve and I will forget. So, Jane, and you want the... It was the brown one, wasn't it, Jane? With the blocks either side, and then there was a star. Oh, don't... Oh, look at my star. That's good, isn't it? I'm pleased I can make cards because I can't draw. You're keeping that one, are you, Sandra? Right, so let's carry on with what we're using. So I'm using Sensational Stamens 3. Another staple. Yeah, I'm sure I did it, but yeah, I'll try and find it. And for the... Hi, Joanne. And for the sentiment, I'm using Ticket-Tastic 2. That's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? And it's the Essentials. And I've just stuck to the Happy Birthday because I thought that's something that we use a lot, isn't it? Right, so that's all of the dyes and everything that I'm using. Like I said, I'm using the colour coordinates. And for this one, I used the lavender and the yellow. And for the one that I'm making tonight, I'm using the pink and the yellow. They're gorgeous papers, aren't they? Really gorgeous. Become one of my favourites. And for the leaves, I'm using the new moss. Not the linen, just the normal cardstock. Right, so that's what we're using. Let's get started. I'll move my iPad out the way a little bit. Right, so let's put that to one side so that I can see it. And bring in the piece of... Hi, Karen. Right, so card base. The card base is 29 centimetres by 21. They are all lovely colours, aren't they, Wendy? So card base is 29 by 21. So that's 29 across, 21 deep. And we're going to score at 14.5, which is just here, which will make your half fold there. So that's the card base. That's 29 centimetres by 21 and score at 14.5. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use die number 6, and you know I always count from the outside. So let's bring it, oops, let's bring it back in again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So with this one, I've just put it on there, made sure that it's central and cut the aperture out of the middle there. So that's all fairly straightforward so far, isn't it? So there we go. Die number 6 from the centre, and that's from the double pierced rectangles. I would think it would work exactly the same for the double stitched rectangles. So burnish that. So we've got a card base. You could use a coloured cardstock, depending what colour you put on. If you used a craft and you were using the yellow, what measurement is the aperture? Hang on just a moment. It is, the aperture is 8.3 centimetres by 14.5. Do you want that in inches as well, Leslie? It is 3¼ inches by 5 and, oh God, we go into those fiddly bits, don't we? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 5 and 10 little bits. Now you know why I don't do inches. Is that okay? Right, now then, this is where we use 2 dies together. And this is to form a frame. So you can see that I've chosen the card size so that it fits the dies, or Phil's dies. So these are equal measurements around, and this is die number 3 and number 5, again from the double pierced rectangles. And when you've done that, you cut it out of your pattern paper, whether you use the linen or the plain. It would look just as good with whichever one you choose. So I've cut it out of the solid pinks and one of the darker pinks. So if you want to do quite a few, is that a new technical term? What was that? I don't know what I said. What did I say? Knowing me, anything could come out. That's okay, Diane. So using these two together like that, and if you're doing quite a few, if you tape them together like this, it'll be the same for all of them and you won't have to work it out. So that's why I've left those taped together, just to show you. So that is die number 3 and number 5. And what I'm going to do with this is, you've got some distressing on it. Oh, something about inches. Yeah, I don't do inches. So you've got some distressing on this already. Thank you, Emma. But I'm going to add a little bit more to it. So, don't know whether you've got Phil's white gesso, but I'm going to use a little bit of that and a little bit of water. And you don't need very much, just a little bit on your craft mat. And I'm going to add a little bit of water to it. I'm going to put the water separate so that I can add as much as I need. I think that's going to be about right. And what we're going to do is, you could do this with a credit card. 10 bits of inches. Yeah, it's a technical term. So I'm just going to dip my ruler. You could use a credit card. And we're just going to make some little marks. Like this, in all of the corners. So you could use whatever you want to do your mark making. So we're just going to do it in all 4 corners. Hi, David. There we go. That's all I'm doing for that one. I couldn't remember what they were called. Right, so, I don't know, I think I might need a little bit more water in that. And this is where it all gets messy. I picked up some of the colour on my paintbrush and I'm just, oh, told you it was going to get messy, didn't I? And I'm just tapping some of the colour along the frame. And that's it. So we can leave that there. Let me just move it out the way so that I can tidy up. Put my brush away. Tidy this. Splats go everywhere. Well, that's not actually too bad tonight. Earlier I had it all over my hands when I did the sample piece. So I'm going to leave that over to one side just whilst it dries. Clump of paint there. Let me get that off. So that looks really effective, doesn't it? So leave that over to one side whilst we start with the centrepiece. So the centrepiece, let's put the card base over there. So this is what I'm calling the folding mechanism. This is what you fit inside your card here for it to open. And you can see there where you've got the square there. So this piece is 28 centimetres by 20, and you want to score at 7, 14 and 21. And they all want to be mounting fold. So that's 28 centimetres by 20, score at 7, 14 and 21. Hi Kim. So then what we're going to do is we're going to fold them all, and like I said, they're all mounting fold. They're effective, aren't they? And if I turn it over, what you'll see here is we're going to put panels where the 3 crosses are, and then we're going to put glue on here, and this is what sticks to the card base. So now we want the layers, and the layers, oh, my watch is pinging. Go away. Go away. Thank you. So I wasn't sure whether I'd cut those down then, but I have done. The folding mechanism layers. So this is what I'm calling the folding mechanism, and these are the layers, and you need 3 of these, all the same size, and that is 6.5 centimetres by 19.5 centimetres. So 3 of those. You could distress the edges if you wanted to, but I think they've got a nice piece of distressing on them. So we'll just, I haven't got my glue dispenser from Phil yet, so I'm still using my old one. How many of you have ordered the glue dispensers? They're so good. Well, you know, I've been using mine for months, haven't I? So just put these in place, just put glue around the edge. Some in the middle so it's a bit more solid. I love this. I love the linen papers. Oh, I can hear. Can you hear the wind? Oh, you've ordered them today, have you? Oh, you won't be disappointed. They're really good. You can get a small amount of glue out, and you use less of it as well. Okay, David. Yeah, it is a bit small when you're looking on your phone, isn't it? I've got my iPad in front of me, so that's a nice size. So let's bring it in the card base again, and we're going to open it up so that you've got the aperture. So this is the right side. Turn it over so you've got the right side down onto your work surface, and you've got your aperture on the left hand side. Oh, brilliant. You're all ordering them. Brilliant. You won't be disappointed. So the piece where we've left it without the pattern paper on, we're going to add glue to here. This is really effective, this card, but it actually doesn't take long to come together. So we're adding glue to that piece, and then that glued piece is going to go against the fold So onto the back piece. So you can see there that it's gone. Let me just put that down. So you've got these 3 pieces, and then that last piece is glued to the back. Can you see that there? Just wait for my iPad to catch up. I don't know why it's behind. Oh yes, you can see now, can't you? Yep, brilliant stuff. You can see where that's glued onto there. So then the other piece, because this is going to form a square like this, so we need to adhere this onto here. But obviously we don't want to put glue onto all of it. So when that goes over like that, we know this piece measures 7 centimetres. So we know we're going to come out 7 centimetres from here. So if I just put a pencil mark just before the 7, and again, just before the 7, we know that when we fold that over there like that, that we're not going to go over that pencil mark. Did that make sense? So we know that this piece is 7 centimetres. So we know that it's going to go 7 centimetres over here. So all I've done is I've measured from the halfway line of the card base, put it on 7 centimetres, and just put a mark just before the 0, top and bottom, so that we know not to put glue over those. And also this is shorter, so we want to just leave it short of the top as well. Hopefully that made sense. If not, give me a shout and I'll explain it again. Do you need it explaining again? So what you're going to do is fold it in half and then fold the card. No, I don't. I think people were saying last night on Phil's live that they hadn't received it. But I believe... Ah, brilliant. Thanks, Audrey. So I'm just putting that down, and then you can see that it opens up nicely like that. And then you can see this through the aperture as well. So let me check this. That's dry. So let's bring in the glue again, and we'll put the frame on the front of the card. For something like this, it's just nice because you can see the line that you get on it of glue is tiny, so you don't have big blobs of glue that go all over the place. So you should be able to... Don't want to press too hard just in case it's still a little bit wet. So there you go. You've got the board around the edge. I think that was a little bit wet, but just goes it. I know it's the distressing underneath, isn't it? You with me so far? I just need to burnish that. Right, so what we're going to do with the piece that came out of here, remember we cut an aperture in the front of it, we're using die number 6. Well, this is the piece that came out of here, but so that it moves freely, I'm just going to cut it. It's really effective, isn't it? I'm just going to cut it so that you trim it off. I don't know whether you can see the pierce detail. I'm just going to trim it right up to, it's probably only 1 millimetre or so. In fact, it's probably only 1 millimetre. Just so that it moves freely and doesn't catch when you open it. So you still want to leave the piercing detail on there. Let me just bring that in and show you. Yeah, even my trimmer look. My daughter bought me this for Christmas, but it's in inches, so I've had to write centimetres on it so that I can use it. No worries, Heather. So you can see now that I've cut it, so you can still see the piercing detail, but we've just cut it so that when you put that on here, you've got a little space, probably 1 millimetre round there, so that you can open and close it, because otherwise it would just catch on there. So we're going to put the glue on this side. So when you've got your card closed and you've got your folding mechanism in the middle, it's only going to adhere to the right hand side. So you've got the fold in the middle, your glue wants to go on the right hand side. So if we measure this from the fold to the edge of the aperture, it's just over 4. So if we put on the back of our card, so that we know we're not going to go over with the glue, do it to 4, so we know that we're going to put the glue, right, so put it in there. So we're doing the right hand side, so keep your finger there and just put glue, so you know where you're putting your glue. Yeah, I find that helps, because otherwise you end up doing it wrong, or I do anyway. So we'll add glue to the side where it tells us to add the glue, because we've already worked that out. And we're going to centre it, and to do a quick double check, didn't trust myself. So you're going to put that in so you've got all that board around the outside. Put my lid on there. Give it a press down. And then you can see that we've got the mechanism there. It's good, isn't it? So what we need to do for this is we need to cut die number 7 from the double pierced rectangles. And if you get any pieces around the outside that makes it look a bit fluffy, I just use an emery board. You can see these are well used, and just go along the edge just to take the fluffy edges off it. There shouldn't be, but just in case there is, that's just a tip for you. So that's die number 7, and we're going to put that onto here. Okay, so we're just going to put that in place with glue. The only thing we've got raised up on here is the sentiment and the flowers. Thank you, Audrey. So this is going to fit in the centre here. Press that down. And I got rid of my paint, didn't I? I need some again. So let's put some more paint down. Where's the brush gone? Which one did I use? So put a little bit down. Don't need a lot, just need a little bit. And this is the white gesso. This is Phil's as well. As you can see, it comes in very handy. So, you know I said that I needed a pen. I don't need the pen. I need the lid. So what I'm going to do is I'll test it out in the middle, because that's where we're going to put a flower. So we know it works, don't we? And we know it's not too thick. So we're then going to do some rings. And if you don't press it down all the way round, it doesn't matter. Just to add a little bit of interest. There we go. That's all we need. That's all we need. You're looking forward to making it, are you, Em? I look forward to seeing it. Because you don't have to just put flowers in the middle. You can put other things. You can make it a male one and put cogs in the middle. Circles are just so nice, aren't they? Right, so you can see now that we've got the circles in the middle there, and we've got the lines on the outside and the splats, and then we've got the linen paper, whereas the one that I did before, I had the solid papers all the way through. So it just shows you another different look. And I've used the yellow papers again and cut my flowers. So I'm going to have a bigger flower in the middle, and these were from the Lovely Petals. Oh, brilliant. So we'll put this to one side so that that can dry, and I will bring in my shaping mat. So like I said, I've done 2 of the bigger ones and 4 of the smaller ones. is there 4 on there? Let me have a look. Let me look. Yeah, there's 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And the 2 that I've used are the largest one and the next size down. So that's the largest one, and then that's the next size down. I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. Right, so let's get shaping. Where's my ball tool? Rhubarb and custard. I had rhubarb crumble last night, Sandra, and it was gorgeous. It does remind you of rhubarb and custard, doesn't it? So all I'm going to do is shape the petals and just run it up and down the leaves, or the petals, because it's a flower. Thank you. Thank you all for blessing me. Don't know where, it's probably the dust from my craft room with sorting it out. Oh, you'd be amazed at what I've found. All sorts. And all the rubbish that you keep that you think that you'll use later and never do. Guess where it's gone? In the bin. So our recycling bin is chocker. That's how much I've been throwing out. So do that in the middle. Let's change to, bends it up a little bit more. All it is like a little wooden dowel. There we go. So transfer this to my craft sheet. Put that away. And I'm going to have that one on the bottom. And that one. And that one. Oh, stringy glue. So I'll stick that on top of there. Oh, it was all oddments of card and slithers of card that you think, oh yeah, I'll save it. It was from when I used to run my workshops, because sometimes the little slithers of card came in useful, but no. Other end of my pickup tool. Let me have a look at my pickup tool. Oh. Oh, yes. Yeah. So we've got the 2 flowers there. 2? I can't count. We've got 3 flowers there. And I've cut the smallest size stamen from the deep pink, the same pink that we've used for the front of the card. And I'm just going to shape those. And then we'll stick those in place. It's nice to have everything to hand, isn't it? So that you know where everything is. Mind you, now that I've moved my craft room round, I won't be able to find anything. Right, so let's put the stamen in place. And then I've got a decision to make. I've got a few different coloured pearls out because I wasn't sure what was going to go with it. So we'll have a quick test. And then you can tell me which you think. I think it's between those two. So I don't think the lighter pink ones are going to work. So let's try the darker pink. They go nicely, don't they? I think the other two that I got out, Raspberry Coulis and Plum Pudding, don't think they're going to go. Mind you, let's have a look at this one. This one's Plum Pudding. That actually goes quite well, doesn't it? So, I don't think the lighter one, I've decided not that one. Or that one. Which one do you think? Top or bottom? Lemon sorbet. I don't know whether I've got lemon sorbet. Bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, I have. So we've got a latecomer to the race. Lemon sorbet. Top, darker pink, or lemon sorbet. So we've got, what's this one? Claret shimmer. No, we weren't using that one, were we? So we've got claret shimmer, plum pudding and lemon sorbet. Top, that one. Top, 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 top. Yeah? So, not that one. Not that one. We're using the plum pudding. That was the one that I nearly discounted. Oh, sorry, Jackie. And Wendy. Sorry. Everybody's voted the plum pudding. Still top. So, let me move these off there. And we'll go for plum pudding. So let's add some glue in the centre. You could, of course, add glitter to the ends of the petals. Sorry, Wendy. So press down, and then whilst I'm pressing down, I normally pull the top layer of the petals up. So you're holding that in place and just pull those up. And again with this one, hold it down. So we've used the papers for the frame here, the middle of the aperture, the columns here, the flowers themselves and the stamen. So we've used that quite a bit. And then what we're going to tuck underneath the flowers once they're in place are the ferns. And like I said, we've cut these down. Let me just get the original. So you can, they look like Christmas trees, don't they? So you can see I've cut this down quite a bit. I've probably cut it in half. And I just leave the bigger bit on the bottom so that it's got a bigger area to pick glue up from. So you can see there. Yeah, the plum pudding are gorgeous. So you can see that I leave a little bit of the leaves there and just cut it down so that I've got place to put my glue. So let's get this party started. Get my glue. They are a lovely colour, aren't they? So let's turn these flowers over. Put glue gel on the back. Like Phil says, the glue gel just leaves you space to move them around. So remember, glue up to the top before you screw your cap on. And we're going to put the big one in the centre, which covers our practice rings up. So if it went wrong, don't worry, you can cover it up. So I put the 3 different size flowers there. And also I've used the leaves, which they're here somewhere, are the Floral Finery Fabulous Fronds, and it's the 2-leaved branch that I've used. And what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to use my pointy nose tweezers, put it along the veining of the leaf and just squeeze up. Squeeze up. Sounds like an exercise, doesn't it? A pelvic exercise. Squeeze up. You're all doing it now, aren't you? Yes, remember not to screw the top on too tight, as yes, it does. It cracks and then you can't keep the air from getting in. So we're going to pinch some glue gel from under there. You see, if you'd done it with normal glue, you wouldn't be able to do this, would you? And then I'm going to put my leaves in underneath there. I'm just pushing them in so that they catch the glue underneath, the glue gel underneath. You could add more glue gel, but I don't think you need to. So there we go. We've got all of our leaves and petals on. Once it's dry, you could curl the fern up. Let me just make sure that the flowers are level, which they are. And just make sure that the leaves don't go over this central aperture here. So you've got your flowers there. And now we want to put some, thanks Karen. And I think I'm going to use the lemon sorbet, because if I put these on here, you're going to lose them, aren't you? So I think if I put the lemon sorbet, that looks better, doesn't it? I think so. So I'm going to do it. So where have I got space? I've got space over there. A little bit of a space there. And where else have we got a space? Oops, sticking. And probably, it's very pretty, isn't it? Very girly. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm just going to put 4, and those were the lemon sorbet. So let's put these in place. You don't have to be on your best behaviour. Oops, skidding about. I don't mind if you misbehave. There we go. So I think that's got all of them. Let me put my lid on my pearls before they go all over. So as a brief reminder, the lemon sorbet were the random ones, and the plum pudding is what I used for the centre of the flowers. And I used the pinks for the frame and the aperture, and then for the columns I used the linen paper, all in the pink set. So let's clear the decks. Does anybody want a reminder of measurements? It did, Wendy. I used both of them. There you go. Everybody's happy. So when you open it, you can see the front of it, and you've got an area here to write. You've also got the back if you wanted to put pattern paper on here, but I think it's nice to write your sentiment inside. Oh, sentiment. We've got the sentiment to do. So all I've done is I've stamped the ticket tape-tastic 2 onto white card, and I've stamped it in VersaFine Claire Nocturne. and I've just put some pads on the back. And I'm looking for my pokey tool to take the backs off. There we go. And we'll put the sentiment in place. Get my tweezers. And I'm going to put it... Right, I'll just go back and... So, you want it central over the aperture there, and then central over the bottom of the frame. And there you've got your card finished. You can see the flowers there. So I've used the pink and the yellow set. So the card base was 29 by 21, scoring at 14.5. The aperture in the middle was using die number 6 from the double pierced rectangles. The frame, this bit here, was using dies 3 and 5 together. Remember I showed you how I'd glued those, not glued them together, but put tape on it so that you can keep equal distance. Then the folding mechanism, which is this, is 28 by 20 and score at 7, 14 and 21. You put your paper on 3 of them, so you've got 4 sections. You put paper on the first 3 and the last layer you glue to the inside, and the layers are 6.5 centimetres by 19.5. And you use die number 7 for this piece here. Thank you so much. Everybody's loving it. And it will go on my YouTube channel when I finish this. I'll download it and add it. So I'll add a picture of this card and I will put it on our Facebook group. So one lucky person is going to win this card tonight. So as normal, I'm going to whiz up to the top and then go down. Let me find my pencil. And Emma Brown. Yay, Em. You've won this card. So send me a message with your address and I will get this in the post to you. That's Emma Brown has won this. Congratulations. Haven't got the rectangle die, so going to have a go to adapt it. It's easy to adapt, Anne. You just need to get your basic measurements and then your frame just has to be central. You know what I mean. But if you have any problems, Anne, message me and I can help you out. Right, it's almost 8 o'clock. So I will leave you to the rest of your evening. She is, lucky girl. Excuse me. And I will see you on our what's your YouTube channel called? It's called, let me see if I can. Right, where's YouTube? I'll see if I can get a link for you whilst I'm on here. Do, 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 do. Copy. Go back into there. Paste. That is my YouTube channel. That is the link to it. So I think if you look for Saz Moore, you'll find it. But that's the link that I've put there for you. Right, peeps, I will leave you to the rest of your evening. And I will see you in the group. Could you do with circles, hearts and hexagons as well? I can't see any reason why not. I will give that a go. Circles. Circles will be easy enough. Hearts might be a bit more tricky. And hexagon. But I suppose a heart, if you've got a heart aperture, then everything's going to fit inside it, isn't it? So watch this space. I'll try and do those. Right, I am going. Love you and leave you. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me. And I look forward to seeing your cards in the group. Night.